Wealth doesn't have to stay with the old white men of the world. In fact, now more than ever, women and people of color are breaking down all kinds of wealth barriers. Although our society isn't yet at a place where wealth is evenly distributed, it doesn't mean we shouldn't strive for it. In fact, that's even more of a reason to strive for it. In this episode, I'm sharing 5 not so secret secrets to building wealth that women need to know and understand. When you know these things, you can start moving in the direction of building lasting wealth. Welcome to the City Girl Savings Podcast. I'm Rhea Reeves, founder and finance coach of City Girl Savings. I turned my life around with budgeting many years ago, and now I'm on a mission to help others do the same. I fully believe that you can enjoy your life on a budget, and this weekly show will focus on the intersection of money and the city girl lifestyle. Join me every week along with some special guests as I share my experiences, advice, and guidance on navigating life and money as an experience-loving millennial. Before we dive into today's episode, I want to answer a City Girl Solutions question that came in. The question is this: you shared a post on Instagram about the different savings accounts you have. Can you go over this in more detail? I would be happy to, and I'm just pulling up the exact Instagram post because I want to see it. So, yes, I currently have the following savings accounts. I have an emergency fund, a business emergency fund, a travel savings, a savings for annual expenses, a close by savings, a Palm Springs home investment savings account, and a Build Wealth investment savings account. So my strategy is this. I believe that everyone should have one account per goal. So every goal you have should be its own savings or investment account. For my Palm Springs home and my Build Wealth accounts, those are both investment accounts, meaning the money that I contribute to those accounts is being invested. That is because these accounts are more long-term goals, and investing is one of the best ways to build wealth long-term, which we'll actually talk about. So because these are long-term goals, I am trying to make as much money as possible to reach these goals, and investing is one of the ways I do that. Now, my other accounts kind of vary. So I am a firm believer in high-yield savings accounts for the savings that I really don't plan to touch unless something comes up. So, for example, my emergency fund is in a high-yield savings account. A high-yield savings account basically offers more interest than just a normal savings account. So because I don't plan to touch that money, I'm just letting it earn as much interest as possible until I need to use it. Now, my travel savings and my close by savings and my annual expense savings are actually just regular savings accounts with my normal bank because I use those accounts more frequently. So close by savings is there if I need money like now, right? If something comes up and I need to access cash, I don't want to have to transfer from my true emergency fund. I have some money close by that I can just use if I need it. My annual expenses, I save every month into that account to cover annual expenses that come up throughout the year. So I do budget for these expenses. I just take the monthly amount, add it to that account. And whenever those expenses come up, I have the funds there and ready to use. And then travel. I travel frequently. So that is why my travel savings is, with my normal bank. I contribute to that account monthly. And whenever I have a trip, I just take money from that account. So hopefully that provides a little bit more insight into all of my different savings accounts and my thought processes for each. Now let's get into the 5 wealth building secrets women need to know. Secret number 1, investing is much easier than it seems. Now, I know investing seems scary because it's risky, but nowadays investing your money is easier than ever. And first and foremost, contributing to a retirement plan is a form of investing. So if you are contributing to your company's retirement plan, you are already investing. Now, make sure you listen to episode 44, which is why you need to think about retirement now, because I go into this in much more detail. But definitely, if you are not contributing to a retirement plan, please start. At minimum, contribute at least what your employer will match. Most employers offer some sort of matching percentage based on what you contribute. Make sure you're taking advantage of that because that's essentially free money. Also, make sure you spend time looking at your investment options. A lot of people don't know this, but when you do contribute to your company's retirement plan, they usually lump you in a single target date fund, which is still investing, right? But you have other investment options available to you. So make sure you actually spend time looking at those options. Now, if you don't choose your investment options or you have no idea what you're looking at, work with someone at your plan provider's company. Sometimes they have online quizzes to help you decide what investments would be best for you, but 9 times out of 10, you can get in contact with someone there and they will kind of help you and walk you through. You can also do your own research. Each investment option has information available about it online, so don't be afraid to spend some time Googling. So we know that contributing to a retirement plan is a form of investing, but let's also talk about general investing. Again, investing seems scary because it's a risk, right? And it's not something that they teach in schools, but that doesn't mean you can't get started. Nowadays, you can open an account with Betterment or Public or Fidelity, Schwab. The options are endless and contribute monthly. Even if it's $10 a month, you can invest $10 a month. Now, I actually recommend Betterment and Public, and I want to just spend a little bit of time going between the differences of both. So, Betterment is ideal for brand new investors. You cannot invest in individual stocks with Betterment. You are simply investing your money in funds that they have picked and manage for you. So if you're looking to buy a share of Google or Facebook, you would not be able to do that with Betterment. However, you can leverage Betterment to reach your long-term goals. They have this really cool feature called the Goal Forecaster. And with this, you can see, hey, if I contribute $100 a month in 10 years, I will have X amount in my account. And it's incredibly inspiring. Now, Public is ideal if you do want to invest in individual companies. So if you do want to buy a share of Google or Facebook, you would be able to do that with Public. Public is very user-friendly and it has like a social aspect to it. So you can see all the people who are investing in different companies. Now, I recommend both Betterment and Public, but again, there are so many companies to choose from. The point is to just get started. The earlier you start investing, the more you will have over time. Got a money question you want me to answer on the podcast? I'm starting a new segment on the show called City Girl Solutions, where I answer any questions you have for me. Money, business, life, you name it. Submit your questions at citygirlsavings.com/QA and get your question answered by me in a future episode. And did you know that we have so many free money resources on our blog, Instagram, and TikTok channels? Find us across the internet at City Girl Savings. Secret number 2, debt is the true destroyer of wealth. Here is the thing about debt. It is designed to keep you coming back for more. It is seriously no bueno. And there are different forms of debt. So you have secured debt and you have unsecured debt. Secured debt is debt that is tied to an asset. So a mortgage. You have a loan against the house, which is your mortgage, but the house is an asset. So if you stop paying on the mortgage, the bank can take your house and that's that. A car is a form of secured debt. There's an asset tied to it. Unsecured debt, there is no asset tied to it. So this would be like credit cards or personal loans or payday loans. And unsecured debt is much more expensive. It's much more expensive because there is no asset tied to it, right? If you don't pay back your unsecured debt, lenders can't necessarily take anything from you. They can ding your credit report, right? And it will hurt your credit history, but they can't take your home. They can't take your car. Because of this, it's much more expensive to have this type of debt. In fact, the average credit card interest rate in 2022 was 16.27%. That is insane. And if you have thousands of dollars of credit card debt, you are paying so much in interest month over month. So your goal should be to get rid of unsecured debt first and start with the most expensive. Whatever that highest interest rate is, let's focus on knocking that debt out. Even if it's an extra $25 a month, put something extra to debt and do not use it anymore. Now, if you need to, before you focus on paying off debt, build up a savings or some form of reserves before you pay down your debt. This will help set you up to not use debt if something comes up. So have something saved, $500, $1,000, $2,000, anything before you aggressively pay down your expensive debt. Secret number 3, making more money is not always the first solution. I see it all the time with clients or people that I talk to who are looking for assistance with their finances. They think that, hey, when they make more money, they will fix their financial problems. And it just doesn't work that way. Making more money is usually not the first solution. First off, lifestyle creep is real. So as you make more money, you are more likely to spend more money. It's just a natural way of life. Instead, focus on identifying the true problem. Okay, do you have a spending problem? Are you constantly overspending? Do you have a money management problem? You are not properly managing your pay as it comes in. Do you have a debt problem? Focus on identifying the real problem and then work to fix it, okay? Once you identify the problems and start putting fixes or solutions in place to fix those problems, making more money will help you fix those problems a lot faster. So when you fix that underlying problem, you can leverage more money to get ahead faster. Secret number 4, there are systemic things in place designed to keep women and minorities from building wealth. You have to course correct. Racism, sexism, ageism, all of it exists in our country's corporate and financial institutions. But that does not mean you can't circumvent, you can't course correct, you can't work around it. Work for a minority-owned business or work for companies where D&I is a core value or principle. Ask about D&I during the interview process, and D&I is diversity and inclusion. So if you are a woman or a person of color, when you are seeking out a new job, it is very important for you to understand how that company prioritizes diversity and inclusion. And another thing that you can do is, if possible, try working for a large company. Amazon, Target, Walmart, Google, a lot of these companies already have diversity and inclusion included in their company culture. So you can get in with a company where that is already at the forefront. Now, when it comes to looking for a home loan, consider working with a woman or a person of color realtor. They will have access to lending connections to help ensure that bias is minimized. And at the end of the day, accumulate as much cash as possible because this will put the power in your hands, not the bank, not the lenders. Cash is king, my friend. So no matter what you look like, how old you are, what gender you are, the more money, the more cash you have, the more options you give yourself. And everyone has the ability to accumulate cash. Yes, some people will be able to accumulate it much faster and in larger quantities, but we all have the power to accumulate it. And finally, secret number 5. When you know and do better, you have to pay it forward. So when you take secrets 1 through 4 and implement them and see positive changes in your situation, In order to really make a change, drive impact, you have to pay it forward. Whenever you establish wealth or you establish that foundation you need for building your own wealth, help others, share with your friends, your family, any mentees, have open conversations about money, share things that work for you in terms of spending, budgeting, paying off debt, inspire those around you to want to build wealth for themselves, show people that it is possible. Now, I'm not saying you have to pay it forward financially, meaning you have to give your money to pay it forward, but spreading knowledge is a form of paying it forward, and it is a form of helping other people build wealth, especially those people who didn't learn. They are a minority and they need to see an example. So as you build wealth for yourself or you establish that foundation, pay it forward. Have those conversations, share it with the people close to you or the people not close to you. Be open to having those conversations. It will make all the difference. Now, by no means am I saying that the wealth building journey is a quick or an easy one. It is not. I am currently still on my own journey after over a decade ago of starting it. But guess what? It is a journey that is worth pursuing for all of us. No matter who you are, where you're from, what you look like, you can build wealth for yourself and future generations, and you can help others do the same as well. Here is to us on our wealth building journeys. Thank you so much for tuning into City Girl Savings today. I hope you feel empowered and inspired to master your money as you make your way to your dream life. Make sure you subscribe so you're the first to know when a new episode comes out. I truly value your thoughts and feedback, so please leave a review and let me know how this podcast has impacted you. Can't wait to chat soon and make it a great day.